Dr. Mark Ahen, who's Deputy Director, International Relations for the NDC. Doc,
good morning.
Good to have you back.
Good morning to you.
Great. So, big issues. We'll look at the Kotoka issue, and I'll give you a chance in the beginning, gentlemen, to talk about the victory of the MPP at the primaries. Dr. Bawumia's victory, I should say, just before we dive into the Kotoka renaming matters. I know that, Sefa, you have been on Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's campaign team. He's been rallying the youth to come together for, growth and development of Ghana, using the MPP and the victory that they chalked, and also unifying the party, all the aspirants, that went to the election. I'll begin with you, Sefa.
Yeah, so once again, greetings to all the viewers. It's been a very peaceful, especially at the tail end of the campaign. It's very peaceful, more widely accepted and calming, harmonious towards the end, especially. But overall, we've had a healthy contest. As a democratic party like the MPP always have very fierce contests, and it's part of the game. There's not much you can do about that. Now we'll see how our colleagues on the other side will handle theirs, and I'm sure we're all going to be watching with keen attention. At some point, they were even trying to laugh at us and all that, but we'll see how theirs will also go.
Are you confident with the speeches of all the other contenders?
Yes, that's all I'm saying. I've concluded it in saying that everything has really ended in on a very positive note.
Okay.
With that said, Dr. Bawumia has shown once again that the party is with him. We're a party that eschew any form of discrimination, and we have put that issue to bed once and for all. I don't think that the NDC can capitalize on that issue ever again. So this is the last time that they will be able to milk this issue as they have done in the past. Because previously, Akans are roughly half of the population. So the MPP being relatively Akan dominated, we've had our flag bearers have been of that extraction. And then they constantly will come up with this notion that because of that, it means that we are somehow not hospitable to the other side of our population and our peoples, and which was never true, because as we've shown now, the selection of the flag bearer was basically based on merit. Whoever was the person that had the support of the party space was chosen, and it wasn't because of where they were coming from or what creed they belong. It's rather unfortunate to see some people on social media trying to divide this country along religious lines and so on, where we've moved way past that.
Okay.
The majority of the people who voted were Christian, they were Akan, and they have shown the way. So who is to say? And the polls within the party in terms of the delegates was quite aligned with what the general MPP support base was also saying to us in all of our research. Okay, so that shows that the people themselves have moved beyond some of these things that some want to use to divide us. Okay, with that said, Dr. Bawumia won 232 constituencies out of the 276 plus head office, which is roughly 277. That is very broad and impressive. Okay, so it means that the support cuts across. Now we're looking forward to everybody coming together. Unity is the key. If you look at the last election, the main reason why the MPP lost that election, technically speaking, was a huge apathy. And this is not the first time that we've had apathy like that in the country. If you look at President Mills of blessed memory, when he led the NDC the first time in 2000, the apathy was more than 1.3 million from the previous votes that the NDC got in 1996. It dropped close to 1.4 million. I've done the mathematics, and when you do that, you will see that 1.4 million then is actually higher per the population of the country and the growth that we've seen from 2000 to 2024. You will see that that's actually much bigger, okay, than even the the 2 million drop that we saw also in the MPP base of support between 2020 and 2024. So essentially what we need as MPP is to continue to find out the things that upset our support base so much.
Okay.
MPP is very focused on national, or so to speak, the country's agenda, the development agenda. We're the ones that do things like the NHIS, the LEAP, the free SHS. That helps everybody in terms of MPP, NDC, all Ghanaians.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
However, we had instances where certain things in our strongholds were not completed on time, probably in view of the crisis that we had and some cash challenges we had in the second term as a result of those crises. Some of these projects were not done. So we need to continue to delve into how our own support base, okay, got so discouraged, disgruntled, all right, and didn't vote. It does happen often after 8 years in government.
Okay.
As I mentioned, it happened to NDC in 2000, and it happened to NDC also even in 2016, where the sitting president also saw apathy at about 800,000 votes. By the next election, they came back. A lot of the people who didn't vote in 2016 came back in 2020. We're looking forward to work very hard because we basically have the support base to get ourselves back.
Okay, so
And so that will be the focus, I'm sure. And the flag bearer, congratulations to him, congratulations to his team, and we're confident that Ghanaians are going to give him a chance because they've seen, even with limited powers as vice president, some of the initiatives that he has had today, including the domestic gold purchase program, the interoperability that he saved Ghana more than $1 billion. All right, my friends here are laughing, but these are not laughing matter. And all the other initiatives that he has shown, it shows that he has capacity. And we look forward to the campaign coming forward.
All right, thank you, Safa. I give Safa more time. Doctors, you understand because of where he's coming. Dr. Ramsey, I'll give you a minute.
You know, the Nigerians will say you go explain tire. So he needs more time to explain. Let me say a good morning to your good self. And a good morning to our viewers out there, and to the good people of Ghana, and to my colleagues seated on the table. Patiti, as a young person, what I saw under the ages of the MPP primaries was quite worrying and shocking. I mean, as a democracy, as we are, and how we envy our democracy as Africans, right, and as a people, right, and I can say that our democracy is one of the best in the world. I think that MPP wants to take this for granted. And not just only MPP, but I mean some people also within the political circle. Because elections today is about who has deep pockets, and not about who has love for country, who has the best vision, who has the best policy, right? If you listen to the utterances made by the leading candidates of the MPP, it was not about policies per se. It was about whimsical promises. It was about who is from this tribe and who is Muslim, who is Christian.
These were not promises, so these were, you know, excesses of campaign.
I'm saying that they made promises. Someone said that, well, he's going to take Christians to Israel freely, just as Muslims are also going to Hajj for free. That is what somebody said. Just as they would promise us that they were going to build a cathedral. And they even imported a stone from Israel and brought it down. So this is a bunch of people who, I would say, have swayed and swifted away from the founding ideals and principles of the MPP.
And how they handled the election, coming
Let
together,
me
the
congratulate
peaceful...
the IGP.
Yes.
Let me congratulate the IGP. Because if not for the IGP and his utterances, and you quite remember that he said when they were signing their peace pact that the police is more macho than their macho men. That indeed sent some form of warning to the various actors there.
Was there any semblance of macho men being put to go
well,
there and cause mayhem? I didn't see anything like that.
The IGP sent a strong signal, and let me use this morning to congratulate him for how he has been able to tame the MPP down. Yes. Otherwise, if not for the IGP and the statement he made, and the amount of police he put at the various police stations, Matiti, things would have gotten out of hand. I mean, this is a party that when they had a thank you tour, it turned to a bloody tour. How much more an election where there are vested interests?
Okay, you're welcome back. Don't be
Look at,
Stop being bitter.
how am I being bitter? This has nothing to do with acrimony. This is a
Sefa.
fact. Was there not a bloody tour?
You can come
So
back.
you expected violence.
No, it's not I
you
expected.
anticipated there will be
Matiti,
blood.
If people are going on a thank you tour, just a mere thank you tour, and it turns into a bloody tour, I mean, if you know X, it's just like simultaneous equation. If you know X, you can easily find Y. Right? And the issue about the money spent, Matiti, it was evident during the election day that candidates were bidding as far as or as much as 500 cedis per delegate.
There's evidence of that.
Matiti, I'm surprised how you media people want to shy away from speaking about this and asking for evidence. You've covered elections in this country for so many years. You know what I'm saying is a fact. They were hiding behind what you call it, transportation, and use and say that.
That's what I saw.
what
And
you say.
breakfast.
And
I did see
breakfast.
pictures.
saw
So
nothing.
yes.
Positive.
And breakfast.
Everything
But
was
it
negative.
was a deliberate attempt by the various candidates to try and manipulate or influence voters or the delegates
Transportation.
to vote for them. It is the norm. And you've heard that other delegates have even come out to say that, well, they've not received the monies of a certain candidate, and so therefore they are not even going to pay. And in, there are instances where some of the monies that were received were equal. And there are certain delegates even came out to publicly say that they are expecting more top-up. We've heard all these things.
And so
And
all
I'm
these
surprised
candidates went on campaign tours for months.
Yes.
And you're saying that it wasn't the ideologies, it wasn't the message of how they want to rebuild their party and capture power. It was money. From that time?
It was money and, of course, a Machiavellian tactic internally to make sure that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is re-elected. But thankfully...
But the others were also conducting their campaigns.
that's
Dr.
what I'm saying,
Bawumia's team had
the
nothing to do with...
The top-to-bottom approach was a deliberate Machiavellian tactic to ensure that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is re-elected as the flag bearer.
Not to ensure that they all, they get a
There
flag bearer
was-
and rally behind him to wrestle power from the NDC.
Have you ever heard in the history of their party that elections are held from the top? If you're going to build a house, the rationale is that you build a foundation before you build a roof. But this is a case, they have built a roof without having a foundation. And it is really going to affect them going down. And let me say this, that unfortunately for their candidate, Ghana is on the rise. Ghana has now metamorphosed from a trotro into an aircraft. And so for an aircraft, we need a captain and a co-pilot to pilot it.
You don't agree with
And not a mate.
sentiments that
A mate cannot
the
fly
election
an
was
aircraft.
peacefully held, and when they went to the final declaration, the former president and all the party faithfuls came
Did you
together
see President
to
Kufuor
rally
there?
behind
Did you see President Kufuor
the flag bearer,
Did you see
the elected flag
Did you
bearer.
see President Kufuor
You
there?
don't agree
I'm
that
saying
it
that, did
went.
you see President Kufuor there?
Let me.
Did you see President Kufuor at that event?
I didn't see President Kufuor there. I
And
don't
am
know
telling
why
the
he
NPP
didn't
today,
attend.
I am telling the MPP today, if they want to recuperate back their party, back to its founding ideals and principles, they should listen to the wise wisdom and counsel.
Dr.
of President
Baumia
Tinubu.
said
You should
it.
focus on your own party.
Dr. Baumia mentioned
That's
that
what
he
you
will
should
listen to all
talk about your
advice
party a
from
little
all
bit.
levels and
help
all
you.
people.
Well,
Let me bring Dr. Ramsey. Let me bring Dr. Kyle into this.
Thank you very much, and good morning to our viewers and then listeners. First and foremost, I would like to take this opportunity to thank, God for giving us another life for 2026, and also congratulate the new Patriotic Party for a wonderful job done. You know, as we move forward to consolidate our democratic governance system in Ghana, I think that after 3 decades of democratic rule in the Fourth Republic, we are seeing some improvement when it comes to our internal elections and then the general elections in our country. And to be very honest with you, this is one of the best elections that we've seen in Ghana within the MPP.
Okay.
We saw during the campaign how some of the candidates were attacking other candidates.
Right.
So the expectation of many of Ghanaians were that there were going to be bloody, situations and stuff. And honestly, we've gotten to a point sometimes we must be able to speak to truth that this MPP's election was one of the best, and we congratulate them for that.
Okay. All right.
I believe that the selection of the Dr. Baumia, there is a lot of work for him to do as the former vice president of Ghana. The first thing that he needs to do to ensure that there is total unity in the MPP is to start the reconciliation process to bring all the candidates and their supporters on board. And for us, the NDC, you know that the economy is good and we are delivering on our mandate. Again, like my brother Ramsey said, you know, the only thing that I didn't understand from the MPP's strategy organization was, you see, normally after 4 years, when you have executives in place and you are going to select your flag bearer, right? The first thing that the normal practice that is done everywhere is to first do the internal elections and bring new executives on board. And after that, you organize for primaries to elect the flag bearer. So this early emergency congress or conference of the MPP to go and amend their constitution to elect their flag bearer before they come and then elect the branch executives, it speaks to, a lot, right? That is what I really didn't understand why that.
Okay.
But for us, the NDC, we believe that we are not, we are not worried about whether it was Ken, whether it was Baumia, whether it was Brian or it was Kwabena Japan.
Your commentary doesn't sound like you are not bothered, though.
Oh, yes. We are not worried about whoever.
You are not?
No, at all. Emerges as the candidate. And for NDC, we are happy that Dr. Baumia was elected as the flag bearer because he's the one that we're looking up to. 8 years as a vice president of the Republic of Ghana and how they left the economy. He has a lot of lectures to make in this country to tell Ghanaians how he, as the chairman of the the
Economic management team.
management team. How he left this country. So we believe that we have a lot on him, and when the time comes, I think that NDC will put its arsenals in place.
In 3 years, he won't be, branded as the man, that can break that apathy that Sefa was talking about and then give you a run for your money.
In 8 years, they couldn't brand him. In 8 years. And you know it, that before he was even chosen as the vice president of this country, they told us what he was coming to do as the vice president of this country. So if they could not brand him in 8 years, and for what NDC government is doing now, you think that he can be branded?
Okay,
in
I've
the next 3 years?
also heard that the NDC, there will be a shake-up. The secretary of the party, Mr. Fifi Fiavikwete, I don't know if you heard him talk about the resignation. Resigned 6 months before you come and contest for any of the executive positions, and that they want to stop greed and make it a level playing field. So the MPP also says that there's trouble coming in your camp. What do you say?
Oh, this is an internal, decision that has been made by the party. We believe that, we have a lot of competent and capable men and women in the party that can occupy certain positions to, move the party forward. So we don't also want to give others the opportunity to have some kind of advantage over others when it comes to internal elections of the party. So we are saying that in order to give everybody, the same, field to play, 6 months before our internal elections, whether at the branch level, whether at the constituency level, at the regional level, at the national level, you must resign. You must resign. You cannot be in government and at the same time be at the party head office. NDC, we have over 6 million registered members of the party, right? Okay. So it was a discussion that, a lot of the party members had to send in petition to the party. Then at the different levels, we had to, discuss all these things. And it has gotten to National Executive Committee level, that is NEC. Okay. And that is where that decision was taken. So it was a collective decision by the party, and I think that that is the way to go. I fully support that position. If you hold government position or you have been appointed by the president and you want to contest 6 months before the elections, resign and then get on board, do your campaign, win the election, come and work with the party, and allow those who will be in government also to work in government.
Some have said you'll be losing experienced hands. You don't think so?
The founder of the party is not there. The former president is also not there. The party is stronger than it used to be. So I believe that, as I said, we have very capable and competent men and women in the party that can do that job.
Gentlemen, I want us to move swiftly to the Kotoka International Airport to be renamed Accra International Airport. We've heard from both sides. We've heard from the majority leader, the Honorable Mahama Ayariga, who revealed government's plans to rename the airport, and he said the announcement signals a major change to one of the country's most recognizable national landmarks. We heard from the minority leader, who says that the people of Volta region will not be happy because of where General Kotoka hails from. Let's take a listen to both sides.
And we are changing the name of our airport from Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport. So a bill will be brought by the Minister for Transport for the name of the airport to be changed from Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport. So the Accra International Airport bill will also come.
That all these years we've had this Kotoka, General Kotoka's name on the airport, and suddenly it is being changed. What is it? After And it's Kotoka International Airport, Accra. So Accra is still there. I'm not suggesting any other name. I'm saying that the name Kotoka International Airport, Accra, is already there. Accra is already there. So you don't need to remove Kotoka's name from there. So if you come to Accra, or even in the country, how many prominent Voltarians?
And that is the minority leader speaking there, the Osahin Alexander Afenyo Makin. You heard from Mr. Mahama Yariga as well, the Honorable, the majority leader on the bill going to Parliament, and the minority leader saying that the people of Volta region will not be happy as well. I'm beginning with you. Yes, Dr. Ahin.
Yeah, thank you very much, dear sister. I think it's long overdue for the Kotoka to be removed. And you see, I don't think that the Voltarians will be annoyed with this new, decision by the government to rename our national airport. Some are arguing that it should have been even named after Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, because he was the one who, had that great dream of, building that airport. And I believe that those who were involved in that discussion at, that various levels also thought it wise to not use anybody's name and rather make it Accra, how do you call it? Accra International Airport.
Doc, just before you go on, I don't want to catch you, but because you mentioned that you don't think the Volta region people will be unhappy, the National Development Planning Commission has put out its statement, and they say it's a misplaced priority, renaming the airport. Dr. Elik Plim Kwabla Apetogo, who was strongly opposing it, said that he described the proposed renaming as a misplaced priority, called on Ghanaians to firmly reject the move in national interest. He says it raises fundamental questions about government priorities at a time when the country is grappling with fiscal constraints, rising public debt, and mounting pressure on public investment. He said, as Volta Regional Commissioner to the NDPC, he must state clearly and firmly that this proposal represents a misplaced priority and must be resisted as it's not national interest, aligned. So this is a voice in the Volta region also saying this.
Yeah, I think that as an individual, there is no any evidence that the people of the Volta region do not accept this kind of proposal. But per the position that he occupies, he is speaking his mind. So let's assume that his position is that it will not help. But it's long overdue, as I earlier said, that Kotoka International, what role actually that figure played in building that airport, right? If we are to name that airport after any individual in this country, that should have been Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
Are these the plans? Are they going to name it after Dr. Nkrumah?
No. All these were on the table.
Okay.
And because we didn't want to use any individual's name, right? That is why I think the committee thought it wise to, because it is in Accra, they decided to use Accra International.
But the airport is a huge monument. Why don't you want to name it after an individual?
Well, maybe
you've named other things after individuals.
Maybe in the next 10 years or in the next 20 years, the next generation will also decide.
Names like Sergeant Ajete and others, and even
They could have
traditional
even,
rulers
they could have even
from
named
the
it,
Gan community
they
are
could have
coming
even
up.
named it after Karl Marx, Dr. Karl Marx, and I think that I also become a hero. So I believe that in the wisdom of those who took that decision, I think many Ghanaians do, approve of that decision that the name Kotoka should be removed.
What happens if the broad consultation is done? So the bill will be laid in Parliament, and then, Ghanaians say they do not want this change. What happens?
Our parliamentarians are representing the views of the people in the various constituencies.
Right.
So I believe that when the bill is laid in Parliament, and if there should be a vote or whatever, the voices of the people will be heard. So at this very moment, I think that it is in the right direction.
You don't agree that there is misplaced priority?
Can you,
There are pressing
can you
matters
tell
that we
me
need to handle?
any of those misplaced priorities? Can you mention?
I mean, the renaming of the airport is what
and
is
what
said
does
to be
it?
a
What
it doesn't
what is?
supersede issues like Galamsey,
Oh, but now the
road
the water-
construction.
Oh, we are
cocoa
working.
farmers crying
We are
about
working.
cost of
We are working.
cocoa.
It's just a year. And if you look at the economic indicators, my good sister, it's just a year. Others had the opportunity for 8 solid years. So gradually, now the 24-hour economy bill is going to be laid. And I believe that going forward, we are going to see what is going to, happen in this
All right,
country. So
let me-
let us have
let me give-
patience and believe that per what the social contract that we have for the good people of Ghana, the NDC is really, how do you call it, delivering on its mandate. But it is too early to start punching the NDC's government, because others, they had 4 years and we gave them another 4 years, and you can tell the story
Okay.
of the past government.
Let me bring Sefa.
All right, Titi. So I have 2 opponents here. So
You don't have any opponents.
please,
Just diversified opinions and thoughts.
But well, at least we're on very different aisles of the political space, as most people can tell. But with that said, I'll do my best with these 2 guys. All against me. One is busy. I think he misses MPP so much. So he can't even see anything positive about his own party to talk about most of the time. But with that said, I just will take this opportunity to let viewers know, for those that don't know, the African Development Council just awarded Dr. Bawumia the Order of the Sun Award for being the most tolerant and peaceful African, peaceful leader in Africa. And so we're very proud of that, and that continues to show what kind of a peaceful and uniting person Dr. Bawumia has been. In terms of this topic, that we're discussing here, maybe just quickly, I'll just talk about the fact that my colleagues here were talking about MPP. Why, before I even get to that topic, why...
Sefa, your time is limited. You want to use your time to talk
Doc
about...
had a lot of time. Eh?
You want to use your time to... Okay.
Yeah, the
we have
Kotuka
other
issue,
topics
I only have very little to say
Okay.
about it, so
All
I'll
right.
keep it short. But please allow me enough time with these guys all going against everything that we say. All right, they talked about a top,
Focus on
why
your
we
submission.
had a top bottom in the MPP. We needed an early Congress in the wisdom, not just of the National Council that proposed it, but I was at the National Conference, and the support was overwhelming. And I think most people have gradually seen that it was very important, right, that we get this over with. It is not something that hasn't happened before. We've used the same delegates to elect the then candidate, Kufuor, who went on to win the 2000 election. Okay? So not only was it wise, it's also done in other jurisdictions. I've mentioned this, I think, on your show before. In the US, in Canada, where I've lived, they often elect their leadership, and then they go back to electing from the bottom up, to elect their executives to work with the leader.
In our scenario, they keep saying that Dr. Bawumia's
So this-
influence will have a bearing on that election.
Dr. Bawumia is the kind of leader who is going to allow democracy to work.
Others will not be
And
mafiaed because...
the fact that something has been done, previously, doesn't mean that you cannot change. We have made, in our wisdom, what we believe to be, and it's not top down, it's top, bottom up. because after the flag bearer has been elected, which in our constitution, a date, please,
Dr. Ramsey.
right? There's nothing really derisive about what I'm saying that you need
Go
to
ahead,
be
Sefa.
giggling the whole time. Every
Sefa,
time I'm
go on.
talking,
You've
you're doing
agreed
that.
that your,
So,
your
please.
opinions
You
vary.
interjected.
You
Hey,
agreed that
but
your
what is-
opinions
what is
vary.
that
you see.
kind of
Sefa, you use your time.
condescending
So-
laugh? What is it about?
Dr. Inusa.
All right?
Dr.
And it's not,
Inusa.
you do it all the time.
Dr.
Please, there's
Inusa.
nothing
Sefa,
condescending
on
here
your
for
point,
you to be,
yes.
doing that. So as I'm saying, you look at it and you see that these are done in some other jurisdiction. So we've decided that this is the way to go because we foresaw certain things that we felt needed to be addressed. And that's why the party in its wisdom has come up with this approach.
Okay.
We will not be surprised that one day others will be following suit. We won't be surprised. So that's how that was done. And in terms of this issue about the KIA, the airport issue,
Right.
for us, we think this is just targeted. All right? Some people and the very NDC, which overthrew an Nkrumah's government, that's the government of President Limam, they overthrew them over very frivolous reasons, because if you look back, some of the reasons I remember in history, okay? Because in the 80s, I was in O-level.
Tell us some.
And one of the key things that was used to overthrow Limam was that the city was depreciating at that time.
Okay.
And by the time JJ left office, the city had depreciated to the point where you could not even calculate. We needed a whole redenomination, all right? By 2000, you could not calculate the depreciation that the city had gone through. And that was one of the main reasons why Limam was overthrown. And you overthrow an Nkrumah's government, then now you want to pretend you are more Nkrumah's than anybody. It's funny. The MPP government is the government that just renovated the Nkrumah Memorial Center, the mausoleum. And today, the revenues that has accrued from there is one of the most dignifying things that could have been done by any government to the memory of Nkrumah. We have a history. And in that history, all right, things have happened, including people who have been murdered. Their children are alive today. Some of them, their whole lives have been changed for the worse because of the atrocities of the PNDC. And they are alive. We also, I just got a copy, which the NDC apparently has been working very hard to remove from our various platforms, and Google and everything. I got the National Reconciliation Report. I have a copy recently. And if you read, if memory serves me, it's not chapter 5, chapter 6. I went over it. And you see the tabulation of atrocities that happened under the PNDC era. You won't believe it.
Okay.
I'll send you a copy of it. You see, so you have done all these things, and now you think that one of the priorities, okay, of this government, they are very good, the NDC, at removing this and removing that. These were the
Say
people,
that you don't,
if you
you're not in a
remember,
better position to say that because you also renamed
if
monuments.
you look, NDC is their masters. Then
Okay, so you
the
both do
Jubilee
it, but
House-
they are the masters.
We are the masters, they are the
If I could
students.
just finish, Doc, I have a very important point to make.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
When the Jubilee House was being built, they said it was like Nkukobo. And then, as soon as they came in, they changed it back to the colonial name of Flagstaff House. And Jubilee House is an innocuous name. It's not even like it was named after any person.
That's true.
They are just not focused. Today, you can't pay the farmers. We have a complete crisis where if you look at the cocoa price, our cocoa price right now, because of the overvaluation of the cedi, we are literally buying cocoa at about $5,523. And we are able to get only $4,300 per ton on the world market. So there is a gap for every ton, $1,223. So you can't pay the farmers. You are not able to buy. Farmers are under distress because you've got a currency regime, the over-intervention, which helps in some instances, but there are a swath of people who are suffering because of that policy direction. And instead of addressing those things, you're busy trying to erase Kotoka's memory from, you know, an
So
airport
for you
that has
too,
been...
the argument is that there are more pressing things that need
Was Jerry
to
John
be done.
Rawlings not a coup maker?
Okay.
Don't we have monuments named after him?
You don't have any problem that people, coup makers are named
By the time
with monuments.
by the time he passed himself, his wife was even collaborating with the MPP. They had handed him out of the NDC, literally. Okay? So we move on, but they don't move on. They always want to go back to fight and pretend that they are more Nkrumahs than anybody. You are not.
Okay.
And the record is there. You're the one who actually overthrew an Nkrumah's government as well.
How about
in
the
1981?
How about the Accra International Airport, the name, or what would you
As
suggest?
I'm saying, this is not a priority.
Sifa International
There is
Airport.
no value in all of this.
So we should look at it in the
They are
future,
just trying
but
to
now-
divide. They're just trying to bring divisive issues.
Okay.
They have been doing this for a long time, so that by the time they are done, people will say that, okay, these people had issues with Nkrumah. Nkrumah had so much that he did for the country.
Okay.
But there were also some excesses.
Okay.
Like many other leaders,
Yes.
including Jerry John Rawlings.
Absolutely.
And so on. But we as a country, we try to move forward. They always try to take us back. And that's just the activity they are doing.
All right.
It's up
so
to
that's
them
the
what they want to
the
focus on.
argument you're making, taking us back instead of moving forward, and the priorities as well with the cocoa farmers and all of that. We're trying to see if we can get somebody on phone to speak to on the cocoa issue. Dr. Inus, I'll give you your time now.
Matiti, this topic of renaming Kotoka International Airport into Accra International Airport and other suggested names is really polarizing our political landscape. I mean, the question here is, do we name an airport after someone who has left a great legacy, not just on the face of this nation, but the continent, and I would say the globe as a whole, or a person who overthrew the Star of Africa, a person who fought for our independence, right? So these are legitimate, questions that a lot of people are asking. The airport is a gateway into this country. And to rename the airport after a person who had no significant development to this nation, nothing at all, just because the person was killed there, merits...
Kotoka did not do anything significant for this country.
Matiti, when Ghana gained independence, right? The first person to overthrow a democratically elected government was General Kotoka. Would you agree with me? History says it. In 1966, the 24th of February, and it was an operation known as Operation Chop to overthrow Kwame Nkrumah. And this same person connived with the CIA because the CIA at that time realized that Nkrumah's ideals, his principles of Pan-Africanism, and that the total liberation of Africa is meaningless, of Ghana is meaningless until the total liberation of Africa. This is how Nkrumah was thinking. This was Kwame Nkrumah for us. A person indeed. I'm hearing the minority leader saying that it is going to be against the interests of Voltarians. This has nothing to do with tribe.
You want to dismiss where he's
It's
from.
the same Kwame Nkrumah under the aegis of the 1956 plebiscites. The UN supervised the annexation of British Togoland to be part of Gold Coast. It was the same Kwame Nkrumah that led that initiative to ensure that Voltarians will be part of Ghana, that today they are enjoying significant development. It's not even about tribe. Let's not even go there. So what are you talking about?
So for you, they should name the airport after the one African leader that you believe
Look,
unifies everyone, which is Dr. Nkrumah. But he didn't name it after himself. He could have named it after
that's
himself.
What I'm saying. It
But he
doesn't
decided
matter.
to name it
doesn't
Accra
matter, but
International Airport.
His legacy, the legacy Nkrumah has left, should propagate that agenda. And that is why I support the renaming of the Kotoka International Airport into Kwame Nkrumah International Airport
But I
and
just
not
said,
Accra.
Dr. Enusa, he did not name it after himself.
It doesn't matter.
How do we decide to name it after him?
Because
Just like the
of-
UDS and Rollins, JJ Rollins.
Because of the legacy. Now, you are mistaking something here. The person who is being named, the airport is being named after, is somebody who did not contribute significantly to what you call the development of this country. It's a person who was a coup maker, a distraction to Ghana's political stability and democracy. Is it a person that we should hail as a hero? And anytime anybody or any foreigner or tourist comes into Ghana through the airport, our gateway, and sees Kotoka and Googles and realize that Kotoka was indeed a coup leader, would that glorify our history as Ghanaians? I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I do not think that it's a misplaced priority. I think it's very, very important. This same people tried as much as possible to compare Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to Kwame Nkrumah and say that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo developed this country far better than Kwame Nkrumah. Didn't you hear that from Napo? Dr. Carl, didn't you hear that?
I heard it.
My brother Sefa will say he never heard it. So if these people are talking, sometimes
And
you
Dr.
should also
Inusa,
understand.
so the renaming
there are
and this bill that will be laid is far important and of priority than ending Galamsey, than relaying the LGBTQ plus bill in Parliament,
I think that
than paying allowances of teachers and nurses,
I did not
employing.
say that.
Okay.
I did not say that. But let's put it in this context that the history of our people, the history of this country, is fundamental, right, to the next generation and the future of this country and how they understand where we are coming from and where we want to get to. If we begin, right, to argue that it is not necessary to change the name of Kotoka to Kwame Nkrumah International
I believe
Airport,
people are talking
I
of
think
the
that-
timing.
Then I think that
Dr. Inusa.
Atai also deserves a monument.
I think people are talking of the timing.
Atai,
1 year after
Atai deserves
a
a
new
monument too.
government.
That's what I'm saying. That if that is the argument, if that's the rationale,
Okay.
based on the logic of the NPP, then Atai also deserves a monument.
How can you compare Atai
No, that's what I'm saying. That,
to
that's what
General
I'm saying
Emmanuel
that-
Kwesi
That is why I'm saying
Kotoka?
that is how lame the argument is, and that's why I've referenced that
Yours
if that
is
is the
more
case, then Atai should also have his monument.
I don't see the
in
semblance
the fight against
the
crime.
comparison.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying
I don't
that.
see
I am
the
saying that.
semblance
No. I am saying that. That
in
is
the
how lame
comparison.
the argument is.
Because
That is how lame. And this party was built under the aegis of the hatred of Nkrumah.
And yours is built on what?
This same party changed a university into that of the name of a university into that of J.B. Dankwa to glorify J.B. Dankwa. Somebody
a promising son of the land
Somebody.
who was honored.
who
Who
wrote
was honored.
somebody who wrote a letter to the Queen to tell the Queen that we were not ready for independence and that the British should continue to colonize us is somebody that we should glorify. This is the same party we're talking about. So when they speak,
Just
understand their history and where they are coming from, and they have metamorphosed into a party that really tries to propagate more hatred for Kwame Nkrumah. You can't remember.
How is
And I said that.
How is
Do you-
their stance on
do you
renaming
remember-
the airport as, not the right priority now, propagating?
Matiti, there are
Nkrumah in a bad
there are other issues, pressing issues of the people. I agree.
You
But
agree?
we are discussing this topic,
Okay.
right? And as citizens, we should have a very firm view on it that no coup maker should be glorified in this country. A person who was a distraction to our democracy, and we continue to uphold his name especially the gateway to our country. No, if you go to South Africa, they have the OR Tambo International Airport.
I've been there.
We've seen throughout the history of South Africa how OR Tambo held fight against the apartheid system. What is good about Kotoka? What is good about the name Kotoka? What is good about the name Kotoka? And so I think, and I sit here, and I can tell you for a fact that, I am a true Nkrumahis. If Kotoka hadn't achieved that coup, the success in that coup, I'm sure Ghana would have been at a better place
Just
today.
that single attempt.
I am telling you that Ghana would have been far better than it is today. But for the intervention of Kotoka, this is what we are dealing with.
Okay. Dr. Ahen, we have to go. We have just a minute, but I'll give you that minute because you are in government, and so the questions will go to you more. What happens if, as I said early on, Ghanaians, revolve against this renaming? What would your government do?
I don't think that Ghanaians will do that. And you continue stressing on the timing.
The timing. That's
When
what they
do
are
you think
revolting
that it's
against.
appropriate for government to do that? You see, but first, let me react to something that my good brother Sefa said. That my colleague brother Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been honored as the
Most tolerant
and
most peaceful.
most peaceful. Thank you.
Leader in Africa.
Let me also bring it on board that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has also been named among 5 best, influential leaders globally.
Okay.
So as Bawumia is basking Africa, John Dramani Mahama is also taking the global stage.
Well, that's a good
So
thing.
let us also.
They are Ghanaians. They are
You don't have
raising the
any
flag of Ghana.
Your party doesn't. You don't even talk about your party.
We are happy that we
You
see
don't
that.
even talk
that
about
the
your
flag bearer
party.
of
You
the
just spend all your
position of the
time
president.
trying to
Thank you.
denigrate
Thank you,
the
gentlemen.
UP tradition.
It's an
Thank you so
achievement.
much.
You see,
Yes.
sometimes
Well,
these
you can't
things, it also raises the image of Ghana.
Absolutely.
If it's Bawumia, it's Ghana.
Yes.
And if it's Mahama, it's
It
Ghana.
is Ghana.
So
Thank
I
you.
don't think that there is any.
On that note, that is a very beautiful note to end by. Dr. Karl McAhen is Deputy Director, International Relations for the NDC. Prince Sefa is former CEO of GIFEC, and Dr. Ramzi Yunusa is Director of Political Relations for the United Party. Thank you, gentlemen. Do have an awesome day. I am Multity Side Asade. We're back with more on GTV Breakfast. We're going to be talking about the environment and sustainability. Do stay.
Water region. Honorable